I don't think we have a team down here, man. I'm not going to even tell.
All right. We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Iman Mitchell here. Welcome to the Solavei Marketplace Mastermind. I'm here with the gentleman. Oh, wait, you don't see him at the bottom of the screen. I do, which y'all don't. Never mind. I'm here with some very talented leaders right now. We definitely want to thank everybody for checking us out. We're just gonna. The goal of this is just to give you as much value as possible with the marketplace program that's going to be launching here. No date, no official date has been released, so don't even worry about that. But the program has been explained about basically how it's going to work. But before we get into that, we're going to just share a little bit of who we are, so you know who the people who are talking to you, and we'll go from there. So we'll just go in order of how I see y'all on the bottom of the screen. So Ken Jefferson, are you on? Can you hear me?
That's me. Yes, I am. Iman,
awesome. Well, just give us your quick 1-minute bio, and then we'll move on from there.
I'm sorry, I was talking over you. I was just saying.
You're fine. Just tell folks a little bit about yourself. Just give people a 1-minute bio, your story, and then we'll move on to the next week.
I'm in Florida now. I got into Solavei just over a year ago. My background is finance and real estate. I owned a mortgage company for 18 years. I sold it back in 2005 and retired at the age of 45 with a lot of rental property and stuff, but I was in a big second home market in an area, second home and investment property, and we were probably one of the first areas to get hit right after I retired in May 2005. And watched, my net worth kind of erode quickly and all my positive cash flow. So I just hung in there, and last year I was really looking to save on my cell service, and I came across a post on Facebook and signed up, and been first month, never paid a cell bill since. Been very happy. I reached Thousandaire, and my wife now is about 6 people away from Thousandaire, so we're very happy. It was a way to supplement our income, and I can't say enough about the company and what they've done for us.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for sharing, and we appreciate your time being on here today. Next, we'll move on over. I'm in order to the other Ken, Mr. Kenneth Francis. Can you hear me? Are you on?
Let's say Kenneth, man, so we can kind of. So he'll be Ken, I'll be Kenneth tonight.
Because we got 2 Kens and 2 Ryans, so we got to kind of avoid confusion.
Right.
All right, Kenneth.
There you go. Give us your Kenneth Francis. Thanks so much, Mr. Iman Mitchell, man, for always having these incredible platforms for us to get on and and just share what's taking place. Kenneth Francis is my name. I hail from Houston, Texas, H-Town, and I've been in the industry of networking, direct sales, about 13 years. I started actually on a part-time basis. I was working full-time for the government for 12 years at the Postal Service, and started diddly dabbling in home-based business, and found myself, resigning from that industry from corporate America in 2008. Really close to my birthday too. It's a great present. But ever since then, I've been free. I've been working from home, stay-at-home dad, and my goal is to obviously bring my wife home from corporate America as well. We're really, really close, and excited about that. So I have 4 beautiful children, and looking forward to the future with my family and this incredible business that Solavei provides. So that's it.
All right, awesome. We'll move down the line. The person I see is the person I'm going to go to. Christine is with us. We're working on her webcam right now. But Ryan Floyd, are you with us? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't see Christine, by the way. I see her down there.
Oh, I don't see her. But okay.
Anybody else see her?
No,
I see her.
I don't. Y'all see her?
Yeah, I see her.
I do.
Okay. All right. Well, Christine, are you on? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, and I can see myself too. So I don't know what.
I don't know why I guess I'm the odd man out. Okay, well as long as y'all can see her, then it's fine. Okay, then I don't want to be Ryan. Do you mind if I go to Christine?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, Christine, you're on obviously. What we're doing is just giving our 1-minute story. So just tell the folks a little bit about yourself, your background, and
okay.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, sure. My name is Christine, of course. My husband Ed and I are doing Solavei together. We actually just moved from Boulder, Colorado to Austin, Texas. I grew up in San Antonio, and really just to grow Solavei, just because it's T-Mobile country basically out here. So I was a psychologist for years. I worked as a school counselor as well. My husband owned several barbecue restaurants, and so we've not done network marketing per se, but we've done, our own businesses. So, and kind of just took what we knew from that and have grown Solavei that way.
Awesome. Once again, thank you for your time and bringing your skill set and expertise to this hangout. Now, Mr. Floyd, we'll move on to you. So go ahead and let us know what's up.
Yeah, I want to say thanks again to Mom for putting this together, and thanks for all you do. I'm Ryan Floyd out of Tampa, Florida. Go Rays! They lost terribly today, but I'm a firefighter paramedic. My wife stays home with our 3 children, and when I initially saw Solavei, I saw it as a way that I could just eliminate that cell phone bill. We looked at our budget every single month, and that was that one thing among a number of things I could never eliminate. I'm gone for 24 hours. I got to be at the fire station tomorrow morning, and we need to be in contact. If one of the kids is sick and whatever's going on, we need to be in contact. So cell phone was never going away. It never will go away. And so I finally was excited that I could eliminate that bill. We did that within 2 weeks of joining Solavei back last September when the company launched, and within 90 days we were generating an extra $1,000, which blew me away. It's radically changed our family's finances. Both my wife and I being thousandaires, and we just got back from the cruise. We were so encouraged being with individuals like Stacy and Larry Wallace and all the great leaders of this company, and we were just more sold to the vision that Jim Ryan and Ryan Wirtz are putting together with Marketplace about to launch. And so we're so excited to be here and so thankful to be a part of Solavei.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir, once again for your time. And I just value your friendship more than anything else. We're going to move on down to the founder of Tribe YOLO, Mr. Ryan Love. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, buddy, you there?
Yeah, I am. Okay, go ahead. Let us have it.
Great. Thanks again, as always, Iman. Enjoy our friendship and always enjoy just all the little things that you do that bless so many people. I wanted to tell you something real quick. I posted a picture of many different people from the All-In Bash getting their recognition, being congratulated. And I don't normally pay attention to stuff like this that much, but the picture of you by a absolute landslide got a tremendous amount more likes and comments than any other person I have ever posted in all of Solavei. And I think that's just a real testament for your leadership, the way you build the overall brand, that it's always about everybody's included, that you live in an abundance mentality. And so I just don't want to miss an opportunity in front of everybody else and all the thousands of people that'll see this. Man, if you're not connected to Iman and you want to be in part of Solavei, there's just no greater person to get to know and to just see an incredible example of just what it means to represent a company and a group of people and to not worry about who's on their team or whatever. So hats off to you, Iman. You're first class, bro. But Ryan Lelf, my wife's Caroline. We have 3 young kids, and we come from a background. We were involved in a company called Primerica Financial Services for about 10 years, which is in the direct sales network marketing industry, and doing that basically in our 20s. Looking back now, we made a lot of mistakes. We were fortunate to have some success. And for kind of just some personal reasons, some things kind of happened in our life about 4 or 5 years ago, and we kind of self-sabotaged, to be real honest with you, and that all came to a crashing end, and went into a real tough time for about 20 months where I didn't work at all, and we basically lost everything, and just had a revelation about the grace of God about 3 years ago, and got a job selling cars at a dealership, and was able to really get us back to a great position financially pretty quickly, and had some success there. And last summer, my best friend Shad Worley and I were just having breakfast, and he told me about Solavei, and I loved the concept. We were spending $200 a month with AT&T for 2 smartphones, so I knew if nothing else, my bill would cut in half. But I knew I would feel great about this because this was something everybody needed, used, and had. It wasn't a product or service that I was going to have to try to convince someone they needed in their life. And so, ironically, 3 days after Shad told me about Solavei, I got fired at my job. And so we basically did something, I guess you could just say, that truly exemplifies all in. We basically took all of our financial resources and mapped out a game plan on how we could basically live off that until we could get to a point where Solavei could be an income for us. And we just went for it. We started calling every friend and contact relationship we possibly had all over the country, and we drove and flew and went everywhere, and just took a chance. And it's been bumpy, and there's been some challenges and changes, and everything hasn't been exactly the way I thought, but I think the common denominator for us is we decided from the very beginning we were going to have one philosophy, and that was we were never going to try to control it, ever. Never going to try to control it. Not who responded, how they responded, what they do, how much they share, who comes, who leaves, nothing. And I'm telling you, there has never been a greater philosophy that has served me better in business than that one right there. So thanks for having me on, Damon. I'm excited about what we're talking about tonight.
Awesome, awesome. And last but not least, of course, myself. My name is Iman. I'm a retired teacher, married, father of 2. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to do right now is share the back office definition of marketplace, so people actually know what it is. Let me be very clear. We're not going to speculate on this. This isn't rumor or innuendo that we're going to be sharing with you. These are things that are based on what's been exposed by the company. And then the point of this hangout, based on the knowledge that's already been shared with us from Solavei, is how to use this platform to grow your network, to grow your business. So what I'm going to do right now is share my screen with you guys, and we'll take a look at what it actually is. And you can take a look at this. If you're in Solavei, it's in the back office. Can you guys see that okay?
We see, yes, there it is.
Awesome. Okay, cool. And I don't know if it's on a delay or not, but just real quick, what is Solavei Marketplace? According to the back office definition from Solavei, it's a marketplace that adds even more value to the Solavei social membership by helping social members save money with special cashback offers from top national and local merchants where you already shop every day. So that's it. That's the textbook definition of what Marketplace is. So now we get to have a little fun. Based on this knowledge, and we do know that as we use, I don't have my Purple Pay card handy. It's over there in my wallet. But when you use your Purple Pay card at the vendors that we're partnered with, we're going to be getting cashback commissions deposited on those cards. So using that knowledge, I'm going to put the question out to whoever wants to answer it first. How can we use that to grow our networks?
I'll go first. I mean, how can we use it to grow our networks? Very simple. I mean, the value proposition that we already have is very valuable. We're adding more. It's one price point, more value. I mean, when you approach the people out in the field now, you can let people know that, we're like a T-Mobile meets Groupon, type effect there. I mean, that's very powerful. There's so much more value added to just $49 of an investment per month. It's going to be bananas. I mean, this card, I always say it on the calls that I do. I've been shopping at these locations for months, and I've been just like, man, I can't wait till we get this card activated because I just want to be impacted. I want more value for what I'm spending my hard-earned dollars on. So for me, that's what it'll be. It'll just be more value, showing people that there's more value on top of the value we already have. Very, very simple. Anybody else?
I think I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ken. Go ahead.
I just kind of see it as a value add-on that, even for the people that may not want to share, and I know that they've done focus groups and things that, really the savings is what's driving the service right now. So if you can couple the savings that people get with their service, and for the people that don't necessarily want to share it, which has been proven, it's about 80% of the people really aren't doing much sharing. It's just a way that now they can use something, a tool that we're giving them to get cash back. Really now, instead of sharing the service with people, just in their everyday shopping, can actually offset their mobile service or more, depending upon how much they spend to shop every month. So to me, it's almost a no-brainer that if you can introduce somebody this and say not only is it a great price, but we have a rewards program that will basically can possibly pay your cell bill every month.
Awesome. Now, Ryan Lelf, what were you about to say?
Well, I was just going to say, again, I mean, we already have a one service and product that is something everybody has, everybody needs, it's a part of their life, and for the most part, it basically saves them money when they switch it to us. Now we're just adding another service and product based on something people already do, which is consume and shop. Hold on, sweetheart. Consume and shop. Sorry, my 3-year-old's here with me now. But now we're just adding another service and product that, again, it's not an add-on. It's not extra. You don't have to figure out how you're going to fit it into your budget. I mean, people got to get this. I mean, this sets us apart in the industry like nobody's business. So I feel like we're just putting fuel on the fire, Iman.
This is true.
Now, Ryan Floyd, one thing that I saw you do on Facebook that really impressed me was you correct me if I'm wrong, but you were kind of trying to appeal to those coupon clippers out there, because I know I see a few things on my Facebook timeline about people who like to clip coupons and things like that. But was that something that you had premeditated, or where'd you get that idea, or what? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so as a firefighter, paramedic, or any first responder, money's tight. Like, we haven't got raises in years, and ask any police officer or firefighter or whatever, ask them when's the last time they got a raise. And it's just city budgets are tight with the economy the way it is. So, again, we turned to alternatives to save money, one of those things being cutting coupons. I mean, if you've ever seen the extreme couponing show, I mean, that's obviously an extreme example, but, I mean, my wife has gone to classes where they actually teach you how to, get multiple papers on Sunday and what to do and how, all these techniques. And so people are in that mindset of saving money. So if somebody were to tell my wife, hey, you can go to Publix. Publix is one of the stores that we shop at, a grocery store, and you walk in there, do all the coupons like you normally do, plus you're going to get 2, 3, 4, 5% or whatever the percent back. On top of all that, it absolutely is an added value that I know our family. I mean, I've been to 2 locations today that I could have gotten cash back. I made 2 purchases at 2 retail locations that once the doors are open, I would have saved money today doing what I already would have done anyways. So.
Awesome. Now, Christine, you still on with us?
I am actually. I'm glad you called me. Yeah, one of the things, like Ryan was saying about the coupon people, is our church, and really our church we were in Nashville and in Colorado, has a program where they sell gift cards, like prepaid gift cards, to just tons of different places. And I thought in my head that would be perfect for approaching nonprofits that do that, because they don't even have to buy, they don't even have to choose a place. They can just do the cards themselves, and people can, will not only save money on their service, on their phone service, but also on just, products at so many different places. I mean, we've got over 200 national retailers now. And so that could be huge, because that's a big deal for the churches to have to sell everything individually, and they won't have to do that anymore.
Wow. And I didn't even look at it like that because I know Stacey Wallace has a training on reaching out to NPOs with using Solavei as a possible fundraiser for mobile phone service. But you're talking about, and this was said at the All In Bash, once Marketplace gets monetized, and then you're generating an income off of the shopping of your network. And I'm not speculating. Don't ask me how it's going to be structured. I don't know. Nothing's been released. But just know that in the coming months, okay, the people that are sharing Solavei, as those people go out and share those deals and offers, and those deals and offers are consumed, we're going to be getting compensated for that. So if you're working with a nonprofit, that is going to be amazing, not only for you, but for them.
And not just churches. I mean, really think out of the box. I did a standards-based learning service program I worked in the projects for years as a school counselor. So I started that with a teacher that's still at that school. And really what we're doing, we created all these lessons for it, and the kids are loving it. And that's just a huge thing in the school systems anyway, the service learning. And so if you kind of just think out of the box, there are so many different things that you can do. But it's, the whole thing is, like Ryan said, it's going to save people money. It's not, we want, you to pay some, who knows where it's going, auto ship every month. There's no enrollment fee. It's just going to save you guys money.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about, though, because Ken, not Kenneth, Ken, you got to make that distinction. But Ken, you brought up an interesting point, and I thought about this. Let's just be honest here. Everybody's not sharing. Everybody's not trying to make a trio. Most people, as you talked about, Ken, just have they want to save money, but they may still have a purple pay card. Now, one thing I thought about was, to me, it would be wise for a person to put their disposable income on their purple pay card, because the pay cards are loadable at like places like Walmart and other places. But to put your disposable income on your purple pay card and then go shopping with the money that you're already spending on groceries and things of that nature. But does anybody else have any thoughts on how to possibly help people who don't necessarily want to take advantage of the opportunity but may still be interested in the marketplace program? Because remember, of course, we're all compensated. Everybody here is a leader and thousandaire and above. But what about those members in our network that aren't necessarily sharing but are still interested in it? Maybe a way to kind of shift them to maybe make deposits on their pay card and go do some shopping, things of that nature. Are there any thoughts on that? The dog had something. Whose dog was that? That dog had something to say, I think.
My dog had an idea, but I think the companies actually want to help us with that and get information out to those people. I do know that are going to do something in the future as far as with surveys and stuff, and find out how people like the service. And if you rate a certain percentage or more, they're actually going to start encouraging those people to share, with possibly giving them like maybe marketplace dollars or something. So they're going to ease some of those people into sharing, where they may not even feel like they are sharing, but they are. And I think the company's going to help us a lot with that. Other than that, just reaching out to the people that you signed up and just making them aware of what they can be, the savings that they can get by using that. And I'm a firm believer, like you, Iman, that if we can just get them to put some of their disposable income, or maybe put a paycheck, maybe if they have a 2-paycheck family, put one of their paychecks automatically deposited on it, so they have money there to make savings with.
Yeah.
Another great idea I think would be like the other Ryan was saying, Ryan Floyd was saying, his wife goes to coupon classes or clubs or whatever they are. Man, that would be a hot spot for, just to get the word out. And I do, I know that Solavei is working hard on getting, my Solavei fixed and going with our outreach so we can reach those people as well.
Now, Kenneth Francis, I saw that look on your face when she said coupon clubs. You got to tell me what you're thinking, because I saw that look on your face.
Man, I'm all about marketing and and momentum. And if you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, that's a prime location. You go where people are. I say places are more important than people all the time. Find yourself in the right place. The people, they're gonna be there. If you got a couponing class, you gotta. I'm sure they're gonna want to hear about the largest processor of data in the world's largest social commerce platform joining forces to do this deal. It's gonna be huge, man. So yeah, that's prime territory. That's a good idea. I was just saying, to in my head, like I know I got what they call the green sheet here in Houston, and they have all these different different ads in the paper about this class and this course. You got all kinds of people out there doing all kinds of stuff, and that is something to think about. Finding those type of environments like that where people are looking to save money already, and just plugging into that resource there. So
that's good stuff. Ryan Lelf, you're over there smiling. Did you have something you wanted to add to that?
No, I'm just enjoying this, man. Love it.
Absolutely.
But what I do want to know, and I'm going to put this question to everybody, okay, because we know that Solavei started with mobile service. Ryan Wirch painted the vision that, like Amazon, he loves to compare this company to Amazon, where Amazon started with books, and now they do everything. Solavei started with mobile service, and then eventually will branch out into other sectors of service. But I'll go with Ryan Lelf, and then just work my way down the little strip on the bottom that we can all see. With Marketplace, is it going to change the way you present Solavei, or are you going to stick more so? Are you going to stick with mobile service? Are you going to try to do the 2-for-1? Is it going to change the way you share? Basically, is what I'm saying. So Ryan Lelf, is Marketplace, once it's announced and launches, do you see yourself changing anything with the way you share, or are you going to stick to $49 or free or things of that nature?
I don't know that I've got an exact answer for that, Iman. I think to think that you're not going to change at all might be a little naive. I think there's an ebb and flow to anything. We're building a social commerce company, and We just happen to be very close now to phase 2, if you will, and so yeah, I don't know exactly. I think the message that is really built for the masses is one of reduce your bills, save money, cut cost, you know, have value added to you for what you're already doing. I think for 80 to 90% of the world, that message is not a turnoff. That message is not scary. That message doesn't reek of, oh, this is one of those things or those deals or those companies. And my personal belief is that you're going to know as you're interacting with people and connecting. I just believe this. You're going to know who those people are who are going to say or going to give you an indication, excuse me, that they may want to know more about the opportunity and the business and the structure and all of that. Versus, I mean, I don't think we need to be out there trying to get every Tom, Dick, and Harry to try to get involved in the opportunity. We want the masses to feel like this is a safe place to save money, to reduce their bills, to lighten their load, to alleviate pressure. And by all means, I mean, the door is open if you happen to be a person who says, I'm at a place in my life and this makes sense to me. Can you offer some leadership? Could you be a mentor? And all of us are obviously ready for that. But I think sometimes we try to force that on people, and I think that would be a mistake. So on one hand, yes, I'm probably going to have a little bit different message because I'm not going to be just talking about mobile service. I'm going to want to highlight marketplace along with it. But at the same time, my message is not going to change, and that is my message to the masses is this is a safe place. We can reduce your bills, you can save money, and you don't ever have to worry about anything happening that's going to make you uncomfortable beyond that unless you self-select and say, I want this to be more for my family.
That's it. Good stuff. All right, Ryan Floyd, how about you? Do you see yourself changing your approach when it comes to sharing Solavei in general once Marketplace launches?
I think I could say that I might change my locations or venues, like we have a tent and flags, and I'm already thinking, and this might be an idea for those of you watching, what if you set up at some of these locations that gave discounts right out front? What if, you know, there's a place that has a discount or some type of deal, and you get to know the manager, the owner, and you say, hey, would it be okay if I set up in your parking lot or set up a little table or whatever? And so as you have those people who are shopping, you know, for me, again, Publix is a big one that we shop at all the time, and I've already talked to one of the managers and working on that, hey, maybe I can have a little thing. So as those customers are coming in, I can absolutely let them know about that. But, you know, at the end of the day, no. I mean, our message will always be the same, that our goal is to make commerce less expensive. And so we're just adding layer upon layer upon layer of more than just mobile. Just like Ryan said, everyone said Amazon's just a book company. Well, I can't tell you how many people go, oh, Solavei, yeah, that phone company thing. And they just don't get it. You know, they don't get it yet. No, they're going to see, wow, look at that. You can do this, and there's this. The more services, guys, that we'll get as time goes on, the more ways that we can make commerce less expensive, it just gets easier and it gets better. So just keep to the core of the message. Focus on, you know, a good acronym I learned to leave you with this is, you know, what I said I'd never forget it.
Perfect timing.
Hey, we're human. We're just like everybody else out there.
You're good.
All right, I got it. All right, so it's form. All right, family, occupation, recreation, then your message. And guys, we're powered by relationships. We're not powered by quick, you know, sign up, here's my deal, here, you know. No, guys, we're powered by relationships. So if you really want to grow a successful organization, a successful network, and if you're in this to make a financial difference in your lives, like we all shared how it's impacted ours, focus on people, listen to what their needs are. You know, don't just, here, you're going to take exactly what I'm giving you, but just focus on that person, you know, connect with them, and guys, we will continue to have more layers of making commerce less expensive. Use what you have at hand. You know, there's times I wanted to enroll someone, and we had to say, sorry, you're not in a T-Mobile area. Ryan, I know you've had that you know. And as much as I want to help them, and they want it, they're like, man, I wish this would work. I wish I could sign up. And you work with what you have at the moment, guys. Focus on that and focus on the person in front of you. Be powered by relationships and do that.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, moving on down to Christine. Now, do you feel like once Marketplace launches, do you see yourself changing the way you share, keeping it the same? What's your opinion on it?
I definitely see that I'll be doing some things differently. You know, there's still a huge segment of our population that doesn't have good T-Mobile coverage. So I want them on Marketplace. They may not use T-Mobile right now, and then once it's optimized, they can, you know, we can switch them on over, or they're in a contract and they don't want to get out yet. We can switch them on over, you know, once they, you know, trust us and realize that, you know, the company's about saving money. It's not, you know, they found that 85% of the people really aren't interested in the business opportunity anyway. So for us to push that on people, you know, just make it about the products that we have, because it's just huge. Another thing, you know, my wheels are spinning now with the coupon classes. Guys, Parent Magazine, it's all over the country. Every city has it. You know, we've got Austin Parent, Houston Parent, Dallas Parent. They love to do things about saving money. I guarantee you, once Marketplace is out, if you contact Parent Magazine and say, hey, I'd like to do a little article for you guys, they would love it. And it's not just them, it's so many other places, people and places, because everybody wants and needs to save money.
So true, so true, so true. Moving on down, I see Kenneth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know,
you see yourself changing any type of approach that you have, staying on message. You know, how do you see yourself presenting this thing once we launch?
I think I'll, you know, stay the same, you know, for the most part, but you know, each situation is different. You know, you do get those customers that you know, may not have the best coverage or whatever it may be, or you may have the people that you know are into couponing, or you know, it just depends. But you know, there's still 331 million mobile users in this country, and in my network, I've come across maybe small, maybe less than 2% of the people that I've experienced, you know, connected to me that I've spoken with that don't have the coverage. You know, some people up in Montana, and it's amazing, they still want it, but you know, they can't get it in the rural areas. But so you know, I'm looking for the 20%, you know, that are wanting to build this thing big. You know, I want to find leaders and whatnot. So it's a little different approach with me, but like I said, I think it's just added value. You know, it's added value. I don't think it's going to change the way that I, you know, move. You know, my day-to-day routine, I'm always leading with the mobile service because it's the first offering. It's very valuable. You know, 100% of the people that you encounter have a mobile phone. So, you know, and I'm in the Houston area, and you know, the coverage is pretty nice here. So, but you know, as far as building outside the state, you know, yeah, it could change. You know, when that zip code comes up and the coverage is a little iffy, and there's a business builder there, and I know T-Mobile's consistently, you know, expanding and getting better at what they do and reaching out to different tower locations and trying to get the service better. I can, you know, always use that marketplace to, you know, kind of get them on the hook, you know, and let them see the value there. And at some point, you know, hopefully the mobile is where it is. But you know, everybody doesn't join T-Mobile or Verizon or any of the other companies either. So, you know, but always have that open mind to be able to, you know, depending upon the rebuttals or whatever you get from people, you may have to change your approach. And I think as long as we're adding more products, more value, more services, it'll be easier, you know, to get people to see. I don't think we're going to have a problem with people coming on board very shortly. It's going to be pretty sweet. I think November 21st is something to look forward to. I don't know what's going on. I'm just saying. I think it's going to be momentous. I'm looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, and what he's referring to is the large webinar that's going to be held on November the 21st. Did you have a time? Was there a time released as well, or just the date? Anybody know?
No, it's November 24th. I'm not missing it. I would say 8 Central, something like that.
Yeah, I don't recall either. But anyway, moving on down to Ken now. So Ken, do you see yourself changing the way you share Solavei with Marketplace launching, or maybe staying on message with the mobile service? How do you see yourself sharing now as we expand our offering and our value proposition to the general public?
I'm kind of looking down the road that, you know, what's going to roll out in, you know, 3-4 months from now, where we're actually going to be able to share deals and we're going to acquire merchants. And I'm kind of looking down the road in that aspect. And I don't think it's ever too soon to start building something towards that. You know, you're really looking to expand your business that way. And I have to give some of this credit to my wife. She's the one in the family that's got the marketing and advertising degree. But we were working with a company before that was kind of working on building a Groupon type platform and sharing deals and getting compensated for sharing those deals. And what we did, and what I would recommend people to go out and start doing in the next couple weeks, is actually building not a Facebook-like page, but an actual page like it's a person. And I have Florida's best deals. I have my wife started great deals, Fort Myers. I have another page, your area's best deals. And I think if you can start building these now and start making them available for other businesses and people, and you start loading just normal deals you find around, and you start building that. We got a couple thousand followers on those sites already.
Wow.
So imagine when we can get deals and we can start sharing them, and you know, even put it out that, hey, here's a great deal at Home Depot, you know, $30 for $15. Even if you don't see value in it, share it with others, because one of your friends might. And if that goes viral, you know, 2, 3, 4 levels or whatever, you know, we're getting paid from people we don't know that somebody shared with somebody down the road. So maybe think about doing something like that where you have a page. And, you know, it can be anything. Great deals San Francisco, or San Francisco's best deals. Do something and build something now, and just start slowly building things, inviting friends, getting other businesses involved. And the other thing that we did is we have a huge database of probably about 3,000 businesses that have done Groupons and living social deals. And I would highly recommend you going and signing up for your local Groupon or Living Social, and just start saving those deals, because when we're able to start acquiring merchants, these are the prime businesses you want to go after, the ones that have already done Groupon deals, the ones that are looking, that have already discounted their products 50% off. And I don't know if people know how Groupon works, but if they sell a $30 item for $15, they only get $7.50. They're working on a 25% margin. I'm assuming ours is going to be better than that. And if we can come to them and literally show them a better deal, and from what I understand, we're going to have a whole back office where they're going to be linked in with you know, Facebook and Twitter. We're going to help build them a whole social marketing atmosphere around their deals, so that if you can now start signing up for the Groupon and Living Social, and just keep it folded. Every day when you get those Groupons, just pop them in a folder, because when we're able to go out and acquire merchants 4 or 5 months from now, or whatever it is, I think there's your best opportunity right there. People that are already familiar with doing deals like that, and we can come in and show them a better model than what they've been using. It's almost a no-brainer.
Wow. Wow. I hope people go back and rewatch that segment that you just talked about, Clay, because I think you really just gave the blueprint on how to really maximize Marketplace, not only for this year, but even now in 2014 as well. That was, yeah.
A nugget.
Well, that's an order.
The thing about Marketplace too, it's not just going to be awesome for the consumers and for, you know, the Solavei distributors. It's going to be awesome for the merchants, because that, you know, Ken said something about Groupon. You know, you pay Groupon. Basically, you make 25% or less of that discount that you offer, and then you have to wait on it, because we looked at Groupon when we had our barbecue restaurants. And it wasn't even worth it to us, because basically on, you know, a $50 meal, we might get back $10, and that would be months later. So I think it's going to be you know, I don't know every detail about our system, but I do pretty much know it's going to be a lot better than that.
I've got not a quote, but a statement from someone in the network that was really, really profound. I want to read it really quickly. It's on Facebook. Since we're talking about Groupon, it kind of explains what they had and what we have in comparison. I'm going to read it really quickly. It says, what Solavei members are saying. Okay, Groupon was the fastest company to reach $1 billion, but they almost went bankrupt due to the massive sales team needed. Roughly 10,000 sales associates needed to continue bringing deals to the table. All right. Solavei Marketplace is different because there's no cost to procure the deals brought to our members, since they are being brought in by our members. Solavei is a much better platform. So that was kind of when I copied that, I was like, that's a powerful statement, and I just wanted to bring that to the webinar tonight.
Yeah.
Post that and tag all of us, okay?
Yeah, definitely. I like the positive spin on that one. I've seen the Groupon killer out there, and that might be true, but the positive spin's a little better.
Right.
That
Groupon killer. Wow. Ooh.
Yeah. And one thing I really like. There's a gentleman that I like to follow. He's very big in the I guess you could say social. YouTube technology space, whatever. But his name is Gary Vaynerchuk, and one site that he's very big on is search.twitter.com. And if you go to that site, you can literally look for anything that people are talking about. So sometimes you can go there and type in, like, say for instance, you can type in, "I want to buy a new house," and you'll see everybody across the United States who's tweeting about wanting to buy another house. And you can type in, "I need a new shirt," and you'll see everybody who's talking about they need a new shirt or a new phone or whatever. And a lot of people use that to target their marketing. So it helps. Say, for instance, what I'm getting at is, if you see a deal that might benefit someone, say in the marketplace, this is hypothetical, but let's say the Gap is having a deal on a back-to-school special. So you go to search.twitter.com and you might want to search for the term, my kid needs school clothes or something like that. You're going to see all these parents tweeting about going school shopping for their kids. Imagine you having the ability to tweet that person and just have I'm assuming they're going to have a link or something like that that'll link you to that deal that's being offered, maybe a $50 off $100 purchase or something of that nature. But it's very easy to leverage the internet right now to find targeted marketing leads, because people are constantly looking for things. And even with hashtags on Facebook now, you can click the hashtag and see everybody who's talking about that specific subject at a time. So it's very easy to find those people who are looking for what we have. It's just our job to go out there and find them. So as we bring this thing to a close, because I think we've been on, yes, about 9:45 Eastern time right now. And I definitely, first off, want to thank everybody for the nuggets that we've shared, and I hope people have gotten value out of this. But in closing, obviously, the $29 special ends tonight. I fully believe we'll be at 300,000 members by midnight tonight Pacific time. I'm proclaiming that. I'm claiming it. But as we move forward, what do you see, not only Marketplace, but Solavei being in the future? Like, what impact do you see it having not only on the country, but in your network and possibly in the world? So I'll start with Ken and go in the opposite direction to my right. So Ken, how do you see Solavei really impacting the lives of millions of people like the vision is put out?
I lost my visual, so I hope you can still hear me.
Yeah, I can. We can hear you.
Okay, good. I just think, as we move forward, and you can see this already exponentially growing. Just with what I'm seeing just in my group today and yesterday, I think once we bring on the marketplace, we bring on a new service and stuff. It's just going to really grow, and I think we're just going to see expansion coming over the next 6 months, then going international. And before we do sign off, I got one other thing that I want to tell people about, but we can wait till the end. I think it's another good nugget that I have for people.
All right, we'll say that to the end. Okay, so Kenneth, now, what impact do you see Solavei having on not only the United States but the world?
Well, you just listen to Mr. Ryan Wirch's vision. He was talking about the White House lawn and all that stuff, and it's going to be big, man. It's going to be huge. The thing I love about what we're doing, I always talk about timing, the positioning, and the connection. I mean, what we have here, right here, this panel right here, we're the first wave. There's always another wave. There's always a second, third, fourth wave, and we're in that formulation stage right now to where, the first 1 to 3 years is where people realize, okay, it's real. But I think over this last year, people have already realized and started to say, okay, they're still there. They're still here. They're about to add more, 70 million in revenue, 15 million paid out, 300,000 people in the network. So I think it's to a point now to where, very, very soon we're going to go to that tipping point to where we go from formulation to concentration. We're going to go into the momentum phase where it's just going to be bananas. We're going to international. There's more opportunity there. I mean, it's just, Iman, I can't even put words to it, man. I'm just so grateful to be in this moment, at this point in time, with this network, with these type of leadership, with this type of foundation, this corporate side of things. It's just phenomenal, man. I'm amazed. I'm just excited. 2-3 years can't go by fast enough for me. That's all I can say. And, I'm just looking forward to the ride, man. I really am. I mean, it's just everything that I've ever looked for in a business. Let's put it that way. I mean, basically no investment. I mean, of course you got to invest some time and energy, but I mean, as far as the two things most people look at when they look at businesses like this, and not that I'm comparing what we're doing because we definitely are totally different for many reasons, but that enrollment fee, there's nothing here. The qualifications is absolutely nothing, and those things are non-existent. But you still have the ability to earn the type of income that you've always wanted to earn in this type of business from home, and it's phenomenal, man. So thanks to Mr. Wirtz and all the leadership, all the corporate leaders, and everybody, and everybody in the field. Just keep going out there and sharing, doing what we do, and I'm excited for the future. I really am.
Awesome.
Hey,
Awesome.
congratulations, down. Connector too.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Social connector, maybe.
Sure.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, moving on down to Christine now. What do you see? How do you see Solavei impacting not only the country but the world through what we're doing right now?
Here's the thing. Us, because we're trying to grow our networks, and even just, I've got a few thousand people in my network right now, and I want to make it so much bigger. What we need to understand, this is huge. We are the fastest growing MVNO in history. We are, one of the biggest cloud computing companies out there. The social impressions we make, my husband doesn't do Facebook or anything, and so he gets on mine all the time and looks, and he was like, there's nothing on here but Solavei people, and it's true. I mean, we are making just huge impact, and I think that is, a big deal, because when, the more people see that brand and the more people, see, some of the stores that are popping up and all of those things, it's going to impact, all of us. There are, like 300 million cell phone users in the country.
Yeah.
And, when you look at the other MVNOs that, or even not, even regular companies, when they started out with prepaid, they didn't grow nearly this fast. And so what we're doing is it really is something huge. And I see, as we move on into other places, just the impact is going to be just enormous. Yeah. So I'm just really excited to have gotten involved when I did.
Yeah. Awesome. And we're blessed to have you, so thank you once again for joining us. Moving on down now to Mr. Floyd. What say you, sir? The impact of Solavei.
Yeah, so when I first got started, I think it took me a week to be able to say Solavei. I think I kept calling it saliva. And I signed somebody up today, and they're like, how do you pronounce this? It's Solavei, right? So we've all had that challenge, but in reality, guys, the day will come that it will be a household name. 1.6 billion Coca-Colas are drunk every day around the world, and I think 98% of the world knows what the word Coke means, whatever language you speak. They see that symbol, that red, they know what it is, guys, and I really believe the day will come. I see a Solavei where you can tell someone, bring your phone, any phone, I don't care what it is. Verizon, Sprint, AT&T, I don't care. Bring it. We'll hook it up.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, the day will come where we really will be the leader, just like Amazon is the best distribution company in the world, hands down. They're the leader in distribution. We will be the leader in social commerce. And so I would encourage you, take what you have right now. I can guarantee you all of us could sit here and talk about the challenges and the things the walls we've run into, and guys, we all get them too. We get tough stuff that happen to us, but I want to encourage you, wherever you're at, whether you got one person or you got 6 people, wherever you're at, build now. Marketplace is another layer. It just gives you more added value as you talk to people in the market, as you're out and about, and it just gets better from here, guys. So stay encouraged, stay plugged in. You know, if you're watching this, is great. Plug into Stacy's Empowered Living Network. Great resource. Just stay plugged in and keep building. Now's the time to build.
There it is. There it is. All right. Moving on down to Mr. Lelf. Solavei's impact. What say you?
Yeah, you know, I think I want to just maybe give a little different perspective, and if it's okay, just kind of share more from my heart and just kind of what it's specifically done for my family. And I just want to give you 2 examples. One is my oldest child is a boy. His name's Addison. He turns 8 this month, and the impact of Solavei in the world is that it's given a dad, me, the opportunity to not work 70 to 80 hours a week at a car dealership that kept me there till 10 or 11 o'clock at night every Saturday. 2 years ago, I missed most of my son's basketball games, and today I coach all his sports, baseball, basketball. I'm able to not only coach him and be there for him, but I'm able to put time and effort and energy into our boys. And we have a young boy on our team that got referred to us. We didn't know him. He wasn't from the same school my son goes to, and found out that his father had a traumatic situation coming home from the military when he was a baby 6-7 years ago, and he committed suicide. And the mom has had to raise the boy all by herself. She works 2 jobs, and he's a little overweight. He happens to be a great baseball player. And we found out a couple of weeks ago that he told his mom that he wanted to lose weight because he was getting made fun of at school. And a lot of times he had to miss practice and even games because he didn't have a ride. And he lives like literally 10 or 11 miles in the wrong direction from me. And 2 or 3 times now, the mother has allowed me to pick him up, take him to practice, feed him, take him home. And last weekend, it was his birthday. And on Saturday, me and my son picked him up at 11 o'clock in the morning. And normally I would have had to work at the dealership at my old job. And we got to take him, and some other parents chipped in too, so it wasn't just me. And we got to take him to Dick's Sporting Goods, and he got a new baseball glove and a new helmet for playing. And we got to take him to a complex where there's video games and stuff and batting cages, and had a great time. And then we went and ate at Smash Burger, and he had never eaten there before. And then I took my son and him to Sports Clips, and they got haircuts, and they got the MVP, and so he got the massage and the thing on his face, and they got these cool, you know, like flow hawks, and they got to put color in there, and dude, it was the most incredible thing. And I'm not rich, and we don't make a gazillion dollars or anything, but I mean, that to me is the impact on the world that Solavei is having. I couldn't do that 15 months ago. Even though it might have been in my heart and I would have wanted to, I would have not literally had the ability. I wouldn't even been the coach in the first place. I'd have never even met this family or this kid. And this is not, I'm not telling you that about me or anything. I'm just saying, you want to know the impact on the world, that's it. And then just the other part is, just the other day, Caroline and I were dropping off our 2 youngest kids at the little church preschool where my 3.5-year-old and my 20-month go. And the teacher noticed, obviously, that we were together, and she said, "Oh, what are you guys doing, going on a date?" And I thought, yeah, absolutely. We go on a date every day of our life because we're not tied to a job or tied to somebody telling us when we got to work. And later that day we were sitting together having brunch at 1:20 in the afternoon, and we were just sitting there having an incredible conversation. And my wife made an incredible statement. You want to know the impact of Solavei? My wife said, today infidelity is at a higher rate than it's ever been in the history of the world. And so is the amount of hours people are working. Maybe there's a little hint there. And my wife said, people get so driven trying to make ends meet and trying to work themselves into a grind that they literally drive their relationship right into infidelity. And the impact of the world that Solavei has is the impact in the last 15 months on the time that my wife and I are able to invest in each other in our relationship. Man, I can't thank Solavei enough for that. And so that's the impact on the world, what you can do because of the system and how great the concept is.
Wow. Wow.
Home run, buddy. Home run.
Yeah. Yeah. That was grand slam right there. My God.
Hey.
Well, Ken, yeah, I know you had something for us. I know that's a hard act to follow, but
That's what it's all about right there. I mean, that is it in a nutshell. But I came across something a couple weeks ago, and I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but there's going to be new domain endings coming, and there's going to be 700 of them. And there's a company, 1and1, that's number 1, and1.com. And I don't know when they're going to come out, and I don't know the price of them, but they have 700 different domain endings, like .shop, .online, .travel, .buy, .gift, .mobile. And I went in there and secured about 50 of them. And,
Oh, thanks a lot. You got all of them.
So I guess
Wait. You think about all of them that we probably don't want to. Right?
yeah, see, your wife is probably buying some more right now.
you know, I mean, I went and got purple.shop.
Exactly.
I'm going to make some of it available to my team and stuff like that, but go on there and look, play with it, and get some of these endings. Cause I don't know what the price is going to be, but there's no obligation. And, you know, I mean, there's even like .banking, I mean, or .mortgage. I mean, you can go get, you know, Chase or Wells Fargo .mortgage and sell it to them down the line. I don't know.
You can do that. That's another hustle right there. All right, well, we're just about an hour in. If anybody had any parting thoughts or anything like that, I mean, I'll give you the floor. I think hopefully people found value in what we've shared. Obviously, this will be recorded as well. I'll be sure everybody on here gets to hang out. I'll post it on Facebook, and so you can share it, download it, and put it on your own respective channels if you choose to. But any other parting thoughts or shout-outs before we get out of here?
Quick one. Iman, thank you so much for sharing the Twitter tip there, because I have a couple of guys on my team, and they'll call me every week or so. Hey, did you see what Iman just posted? Or did you know? If you look at his YouTube channel today? And so they're like doing everything you post. And so I did the Twitter thing a while back. I think you posted something about it. And so I did that, and I put people who hate Sprint, because you know that's kind of our competitor here. And you wouldn't believe just the stuff I found on Twitter. Just thousands of people.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, it is. People, the Twitter is, and I'll be honest, like I'm not the expert on it, but I do know if you search for it, you'll find people. It's just a conversation, and so people are they're talking about if you go and search like Twitter.com. I used to do I hate Verizon. That's what I would search for and see all the Verizon customers who hated them, and I was tweeting them my link. I said, well, here's but I'm not gonna. I didn't sign anybody up like that, but it's exposure anyway.
Right.
All right. Any other parting thoughts or anything before we get out of here? Anybody?
We're good, man. This was amazing. Thanks again, Iman. Appreciate it, man. Thanks again.
Hey, thank you guys for your time, gentlemen and ladies. Like I said, it'll be recorded if you're watching at home. Like Ryan Floyd said, we all started at zero, okay? And we're not all rich yet, but give us a few years. And we want to just do a lot of good. I see this company doing a lot of good, like Ryan Lelf said. So once again, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to end the broadcast. Hopefully you got some value out of it, and stay tuned. We're just getting started. You guys take care. That's true.